Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for this WNCT Now digital news update. I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio. Governor Roy Cooper is urging the Trump administration to include North Carolina in a recently announced moratorium for oil drilling over the next 10 years. Last week, the president extended the coastal drilling moratorium to South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. North Carolina's Atlantic coast was not included, and Cooper wants the White House to rethink that decision. Cooper says offshore drilling threatens our state's economy and environment, offering few benefits. Governor Cooper says offshore oil exploration would threaten our state's tourism, commercial and recreational fishing, and the natural resources. He says those industries account for $3 billion and more than 300,000 jobs in North Carolina. 45 North Carolina communities have now formal resolutions opposing drilling expansion. You can read the governor's formal letter to President Trump at WNCT.com. We had some weather for the middle of your week. First Alert meteorologist Alex Wasilenko has that forecast for us.
Happy halfway to Friday, everybody. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasilenko, reporting from the First Alert Weather Center on this cool and comfortable day, a second straight day of those comfortable conditions in eastern North Carolina. Those comfortable conditions will begin to escape us as we move deeper into the evening and overnight period. We'll experience some mix of sun and clouds this afternoon, along with a slight possibility of a shower or storm. Otherwise, clouds will continue to build this evening and overnight in association with Sally moving on shore and working through the southeast United States. As Sally continues to weaken and sprawl out its impacts across the southeast United States, we'll likely start to deal with some showers and thunderstorms as early as Thursday morning. Those showers and storms will become a lot heavier as your Thursday and Friday wear on. We could be talking about some very heavy rainfall, strong to severe storms, and elevated risk for isolated tornadoes, but more importantly, we are paying very close attention to the flash flooding risk that will exist Thursday through Friday across the east. It's due in part to those hefty rainfall totals that are forecast. These numbers are not set in stone, but it gives us a broad general overview of what we should expect over the next 48 hours. Rainfall totals could average anywhere between 2 to 6 inches or more, and that kind of rainfall over a short amount of time will certainly lead to flash flooding potential across eastern North Carolina. Flash flood watches have already been issued. They will go into effect Thursday night and last through Friday night. Don't forget, though, even all that rainfall across the central portions of the state still has to run downstream as we go into the weekend and early next week. So we could be talking about some rises in local waterways and, again, the flash flooding potential for Thursday and Friday. Download that free First Alert weather app to track all the changes in the tropics and with your local forecast. You'll notice your local forecast remaining very active for the end of the work week for inland communities. Will start to diminish the threat for showers and storms Saturday and Sunday as a final cold front sweeps all that moisture offshore. However, that cold front is going to stall just offshore Saturday and Sunday. That could lead to a few more isolated showers and storms for our coastal communities then. However, the bigger weather story this weekend, in the wake of that cold front and all that moisture, will be those much cooler than normal temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s inland and middle to upper 70s along the coast. Make it a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Stay safe and weather aware. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Alex Wasilenko.
All right, stay with us and we'll be right back with some more news after this short break.
Reporters are all across the east and in your neighborhood.
In Tarboro,
in Kinston,
in Greenville,
at Atlantic Beach.
Covering local stories that impact you.
The groundbreaking ceremony is the beginning of construction for Morehead City's 4th City Hall.
People from all over the state of North Carolina gathered at the Sycamore Hill Missionary Baptist Church.
Historic Turnage Theater in Washington helps the community celebrate art and culture.
See their original reporting weekdays on 9 on Your Side News.
Thanks so much for joining me. If you're just tuning in, I'm Emily Severidge, live in our digital studio, providing you with some early afternoon updates. WNCT is bringing you live streamed updates every Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. to bring you the latest and up-to-date news before our nightly newscast. Not on Your Side is continuing to track the wildfires devastating parts of the West right now. California will soon get federal money to help its wildfire response and recovery. Oregon is waiting on that same assistance. Alexandra Lamone out of our D.C. Bureau continues our coverage.
Wildfires are ripping through the western United States.
What we're seeing now is really apocalyptic.
Dr. Bruce Stein, the chief scientist at the National Wildlife Federation, says in a normal year, 100,000 to 200,000 acres would burn in California.
There's more than 3 million acres of land in California alone that's burned.
In Oregon, megafires are burning in areas that are normally very wet and not prone to wildfires.
And so many people have been evacuated or been at risk of evacuation. And we've seen entire towns destroyed. It's just absolutely devastating.
FEMA quickly approved initial emergency declarations to provide federal funding to battle the fires. California and Oregon were already dealing with an affordable housing crisis, even before the wildfires wiped out entire towns.
Upwards of 2,500 housing units, so mostly mobile homes and low-income apartments, were destroyed in the Phoenix and Talent area.
Congressman Greg Walden met with President Trump on Monday.
He wants to do everything he can to help.
Major disaster declarations will help provide additional federal funding for more long-term needs like housing, rebuilding, and even paying for people's individual losses. That funding has already been approved for parts of California, and lawmakers expect quick approval for Oregon too. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Craven County Community College is working with the Tryon Palace to repair a piece of North Carolina's history. A 1911 Seth Thomas mechanical clock is currently located in the eaves above the inside entrance of the North Carolina History Center. It served the city of New Bern until 1999, when it was dismantled from the City Hall clock tower. Work has been done to restore the clock, and experts used 3D scanners to make accurate duplicates of broken clock works to repair the timepiece. The latest project began last year, but was postponed due to the pandemic. Workers installed the replacement pieces on September 1st, making the clock fully functional. Well, that wraps up this WNCT Now digital news update. I'll be back again at 4 with another update for you. Thanks so much for watching.